You're mid-conversation, and their eyes drop away from yours. This isn't disinterest. It's not a lie. If you've ever taken someone's wandering eyes personally, you're about to find out why they look away. Here's the thing. Everyone gets taught without ever being told directly. Eye contact means presence. Eye contact means honesty. And the second someone's gaze drifts off, your brain files it under one heading: the floor, their phone, some spot on the wall behind you, gone, checked out, maybe even lying. It happens fast, too. You don't decide to think it, you just feel it, in your chest, before you've even finished your sentence. Nobody teaches you this reflex. It's already running by the time you're old enough to notice yourself doing it. You've probably done the same thing to someone else, without meaning to. Mid-argument with a partner, trying to explain something that actually matters, your eyes slide off to the wall, or the floor, for a second too long. Not because you're avoiding them, because you're trying to find the right words before you lose your nerve, or say something you'll regret. And they read it as guilt, or distance, something it was never meant to be. Picture a job interview. Someone asks you a real question, the kind that actually requires thought. Right as you start answering, your eyes drift up, or sideways, towards some corner of the room. Not because you're stalling, not because you're inventing something on the spot. Something else is happening. And it's happening in almost everyone, almost every time a question gets hard. Psychologists have a name for this, and once you hear it, you won't be able to unsee it. It's called gaze aversion. For decades, it's been treated as a red flag: social awkwardness, guilt, disconnection. Turns out it's closer to the opposite. Look, your brain runs on a limited amount of processing power at any given moment, and a human face is one of the richest, most demanding things it ever has to look at. More motion, more micro-expression, more shifting detail packed into one small area than almost anything else in your visual field. A question gets harder, a thought gets more complicated. Either way, your brain does something almost automatic. It turns down the noise. It looks away from the most information-dense thing in the room, a human face, so it can actually think. It's not only when you're being asked something either. It happens while you're speaking too. Mid-sentence, hunting for the right word, your eyes will drift on their own. Often before you've even noticed you're doing it. Your mouth is talking, the rest of you is thinking. A researcher named Gwyneth Doherty-Snedden studied exactly this, watching children answer questions face to face. The pattern held up again and again. The harder the question, the more they looked away. And the more they looked away, the more accurate their answers got. Not less accurate, more. And it's not just kids. Teachers see it constantly, before anyone's taught a student otherwise. Ask a room full of 8-year-olds to solve a problem out loud. The ones actually working the hardest tend to look at the ceiling or their shoes, anywhere but your face, right as the gears start turning. It's not a discipline problem. It never was. You've probably felt this yourself and never had a name for it until now. It even happens when nobody's watching at all. On a phone call, staring at a wall, doodling in the margin of a notebook while your mind works through something else entirely. Your eyes drift because your brain wants them out of the way, not because of who you're talking to, which tells you something important. Most of the time, this was never actually about you. So the thing you've been reading as withdrawal, it's usually concentration. Your brain, quietly clearing its own desk so it has room to work. Think about that. The next time someone goes quiet and looks past you mid-sentence, right? And this is where it gets weird. Because gaze aversion isn't just misread in ordinary conversations. It's misread as one very specific, very serious thing, and almost everyone believes it. There's one belief that shows up in nearly every culture on Earth. Ask someone how to spot a liar, anywhere. You'll get some version of the same answer. They won't look you in the eye. It's one of the most universally held beliefs about human behavior there is, Researchers surveyed thousands of people across dozens of countries. The same answer came back over and over. Shifty eyes. A gaze that won't hold. Most people get this completely wrong. It isn't true. Decades of research on deception have found basically no reliable link between where someone looks and whether they're actually lying. None. And knowing that changes something practical. You can stop running a lie detector test on people's eyes, yours included. It was never actually measuring anything. In fact, it runs a little backwards. People who lie tend to know the myth too, so they force more eye contact, not less, because they've learned that's what makes them look believable. The most convincing liars, according to the research, are usually the ones staring straight at you, the exact opposite of what you were trained to look for.
Wait, that doesn't mean every case of looking away is your brain doing quiet math in the background. Sometimes it's something else entirely. For people with social anxiety, holding someone's gaze can feel less like communication and more like standing under a spotlight. Every blink examined, every reaction judged. There's a reason it can feel that intense. Some of the same old alertness wiring that once scanned for danger still fires here. Another person's eyes lock onto yours and won't let go, and a part of you treats it like a threat. Looking away, in that case, isn't about thinking harder, it's about turning the spotlight off. And in plenty of cultures, holding someone's gaze too long isn't even considered polite in the first place. It reads as a challenge, not a connection. Two completely different mechanisms. One is your brain protecting its bandwidth. The other is your nervous system protecting you from a threat that isn't actually there. Neither one is a character flaw. It looks like the same behavior from the outside. Someone's eyes somewhere other than yours. But underneath, it's either a mind working or a nervous system standing guard. Not once is it what you were taught to assume. And knowing the difference actually changes how you show up for people. Next time someone looks away mid-answer, you don't have to fill the silence. You don't have to repeat yourself louder or take it personally. You can just let the pause exist. Let them finish the thought in their own time. That alone tends to bring people back to your face faster than any "look at me" ever could. It costs you nothing, and it usually earns you more honesty than pressure ever would. Maybe you've caught yourself looking away mid-thought and worried it made you look shady, distracted, rude. That's worth sitting with for a second. Or if you want, drop it below. No pressure, just curious how many people have felt exactly this. Okay, so here's a real cost to getting this wrong. It shows up everywhere adults quietly get judged too. A first date where someone looks away while answering something personal, filed under "not that into it." A negotiation where someone glances aside while thinking through a number, filed under hiding something. A meeting where the quietest person in the room looks down at their notes instead of your face, remembered afterward as disengaged, when they were actually the one working hardest to keep up. And this is the part that stings a little. It starts early. A kid gets scolded mid-sentence. "Look at me when I'm talking to you," for doing the exact thing their brain needed to do to answer the question. They learn, young, that thinking looks like disrespect. That's a strange thing to teach a person about their own mind. People get labeled, quietly, over and over, based on something that was never a reliable signal in the first place. Cold, untrustworthy, not really listening. Someone becomes hard to read, simply because their brain handles thinking the way most brains handle thinking, by looking away from the loudest source of information in the room. And the people on the receiving end of that judgment often have no idea it's even happening. They just notice that some people seem to trust them a little less, for reasons nobody ever explains. But now you know what's actually going on underneath it. The eyes sliding away mid-sentence, the pause before an answer, gaze drifting somewhere off to the side. It's not evasion. It's not guilt. Most of the time, it's just a brain doing exactly what it's built to do, clearing space to think.
or protecting itself from a spotlight that feels too bright. That's the whole pattern. Hiding in something as small as where two eyes happen to land. You're not shifty. You're not cold. And you're not hiding something every time your eyes drift off mid-thought. That read was backwards from the start. You're just a brain that knows how to protect its own bandwidth and how to keep you safe while it does. If this resonated, that's pretty much what this whole channel is. Why you are the way you are.